And a good evening, Cardinal fans. Welcome out to Little Woodrow's for our season finale coaches show. And before we get underway to talk about that nice win, big win over Nichols on Saturday, and another game coming up on Saturday against the Battle of the Border. Coach, our final show out here, we do want to give a big applause for all our Lamar fans. Guys, thank you so much for coming out here each and every Wednesday night.
Yeah, we appreciate them. We appreciate our support, our fans, our friends, everybody that's been behind the Cardinals all season long. And we always say the days seem long sometimes, but man, the years fly by. And this is, this year just flew by.
It did, and it's wrapping up on Saturday with the Battle of the Border. Before we talk about that, let's go back to this past Saturday, 24-7 win over Nichols, the team that won the Southland Conference Championship last year, and they actually clinched it when we were down in Thibodaux. So it was nice to return a favor and get a win over them here at home.
Yeah, it was. It sure was. It's just great for our seniors to get out of here with a win. We did it last year in our last home game, and this year we did the same thing. So it's always good to send your seniors out with a win, especially against a league opponent, a really quality team. And, Coach Rebo does a great job at Nichols. And, anytime you can beat them, you really work hard for it because they're really super talented.
We talked about this last week a little bit, and let's run over it again because I think is very important, is more than 20 kids were recognized that have been a big part of the program the last couple of years. Senior Day, and just reiterate a little bit about what you talked about last week about what these Cardinals have meant to your football program.
I mean, they're just, they're anything we've done over the last couple of years, these guys have had a lot to do with it. And, the coaching matters and the leadership matters, but we really need players on the ground that are going to do the job in the locker room to change the culture around. And these guys really bought into everything we were selling and really did a good job of pushing the agenda forward and continuing to get better as a football program at Lamar. And I can't thank them enough. And the best way to thank them is to send them out with a win, and we did that on Saturday. But guys like Ramon Stevens and Jalen Freeman and Kalen Griffin and just Robert Coleman. I mean, just really special people and really good human beings that are going to be really successful in anything they do, not just in football. But
I had a chance before the game go down and meet the Coleman family out in the parking lot. Boy, they brought a lot of them from California, and I want to talk about them here real quick because he has a younger brother playing high school football. They go to their younger son's high school game on a Friday. Then they may drive 3 hours to the nearest airport and fly in to watch Robert play on Saturday.
Yeah, grab a red eye usually. Yeah. They're usually going to fly overnight. And, they're great parents. Obviously they're very supportive of our football program and their son. And they just want to make sure they're there for all of us. So they do a good job. And we got to see them over at Tio Juanita's. We had a recruiting weekend, and we had some recruits over there with their families, and we ran into the Coleman family, and they're a hoot. They're a fun group to be around.
Yeah, thanks to Robin, by the way, who comes to every one of our shows for his support this year and taking care of, of course he fed me, so I was happy. So.
He's the best, yeah. He feeds a lot of people, for sure.
You bet. Let's talk about the game itself, 24-7 win over Nichols. It started on a Kendon Fusilier 40-yard punt return and just went from there.
Yeah, it's fun when old Kendo gets the ball in his hands because he can make some things happen, and he certainly did the first time he touched it, and went 44 yards for a touchdown, and can't do it on his own, but man, it was just fun to watch him do it and be aggressive with it and set up his blocks, and his teammates did a really good job of supporting him, and they just did a great job for him. That got it started. Our defense played really, really well the entire game. I thought overall, as a team, we played our one of our best overall games at home. We didn't play well in the first half offensively. I think we were, I think Nichols had a lot to do with it. They got a really good defense, and they did some things to take away some stuff. But, in the second half, we caught fire. We were able to move the ball and on the ground and through the air. And again, Fusilier and Isaiah Jones and all these guys and the Devin Gibbs all stepped up to make big plays, and then finishing the game out was Xavier Coleman, but at the running back position, you had a couple guys dinged up in the fourth quarter, and Xavier came in, and I think he had 5 or 6 carries down the stretch. And,
yeah, you had 5, so yeah.
And he did a great job on the last touchdown drive of getting a couple first downs. So, everybody's got to step up. Everybody's got to be ready to play, and Xavier's certainly talented enough to do it. So
back to Kendon real quick. He is the Southland Conference Special Teams Player of the Week, and congratulations for that. That is the 4th time this year you've had a Special Teams Player of the Week for a blocked field goal in one game, and then you've also had another Player of the Week. So 5 times this year a Cardinal's been recognized for their gameplay.
Yeah, Chase Leon won it, and I think DeJuan Lewis won it on defense. And again, I think. Credit to our special teams coordinator, Daryl Deline, and, obviously we have a couple other coaches that lead some of those teams as well, and Lorenzo Jackson, our D-line coach, and Coach Morgan Ford, Port Arthur guy, running our kickoff team. So we got some guys helping Coach Deline out, but overall puts the plan together and really does a good job.
Mentioned Kendon's punt return also getting in the end zone to Kaylin Griffin on a 4-yard pass from Robert Coleman, and our big guy, Devin Gibbs, a 13-yard pass from Robert.
Yeah, that was the play we had in the books for a couple weeks, and we took it out of mothballs for the game. So. But we got Devin in the end zone. It's 2 weeks in a row for him, and obviously he's a big part of what we do offensively. So great to have him healthy and out there doing his thing.
You look at a guy like Devin out of the small town Maybank, Texas. Yeah. 6'6", 245. He's one of those guys that you look at, and he's just a good football player to look at.
Yeah. Devin's what you want him to look like at the tight end position. He's 6'5". He's 240 pounds, and he runs and he can catch, and he's an unbelievable teammate. He's a guy that does everything he can to help his team win. He blocks, he pass blocks, run blocks, goes out for routes. A lot of times he's a decoy. Not too many guys can do that and do it with a smile and do it to help his team win, and Devin does that. And obviously we're always happy that we got him on our side because he's one of the best.
Let's look at the offensive side. 60 plays, 301 yards. Cardinals win it over Nichols, 24-7. When we hanging out talking Lamar football, I'm Harold Mann along with Coach Pete Rossomando. Cardinals again 24-7 over Nichols this past Saturday, wrapping up the home portion of the schedule. We talked in our first segment about the offensive play. You hold a team to 7 points, Coach. That says a lot about your defense, and they really stepped it up, and they did give up the 19-yard pass for a touchdown late in the second quarter, but that was it.
Yeah, they played pretty good. I thought they flew around. They communicated really, really well with each other and got themselves on the same page. And again, Nichols can possess some problems with the personnel groupings they use and the things of that nature, and multiple formations, and our guys did a really good job of adjusting to all that stuff. And we know they want to run the football, and they've been so good at it all year long, and we did a pretty good job of stopping it. And
I'd go beyond pretty good job. You held them to 68 yards rushing as a team. So you guys did an outstanding job against the run.
We did. Just like this week, we're going to need to do it again because people in this league, they want to run football to win games. So we got to do a good job against the run again this week.
I remember a guy last year, Colin Gutenheim. He had a big game against you against the Cardinals down in Thibodaux. You held him to 22 yards rushing, and he was their leading rusher.
Yeah, I thought.
And he's an athlete.
No, he's a good football player and great kid. Had a chance to spend some time with him after the game, and obviously wish him the best and tell him what a great competitor he is. And he thanked them. But he had 100 and something yards against LSU early in the season.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the guy can play football. And we got around him. We gang tackled him. We didn't try to tackle him high because he's a big guy, load. So we try to get down low, and our guys did a really good job of getting him on the turf. We didn't do that a year ago against him. So, kudos to our guys for getting it done.
Quarterback, we talked about him last year, Pat McQuaid. He was 21 out of 34, just under 200 yards passing, 1 touchdown. That came late in the second quarter, but you took 3 away from him.
We did. One of them was a tip, but great concentration by Ramon Stevens to pick it off. And then, the one by DeJuan Lewis, it was on a flea flicker.
Yeah.
He was a middle of field safety. He was disciplined to stay in the middle and keep dropping and really did a great job of high pointing the ball and taking it away from the offensive player. So really one of those textbook type of interceptions that you, when you watch it on TV, you're like, man, what a great play. And he made it for us out there. So
yeah, and especially on a flea flicker, because your initial reaction is quarterback hands the ball off, step up.
Yeah, like
that's just human nature, step up.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned, he stayed put. They tossed the ball back to McQuaid, and that's when he gets the pick. And that's good coaching, and that's good following assignment.
Right. I think it's both, right? It's making sure that we've addressed those things, and then obviously they put it in motion. And like I've said so many times on this show, the plays don't matter. The players are the ones that make it come alive, and he made it come alive certainly on that play.
Special teams, obviously. We talked about Kendon Fusiliar's 40-yard punt return for a touchdown, which highlights the special team play of the week. But overall, just talk about your special team play besides that punt return. Overall,
played well. I think our, obviously made all our kicks. Our kicker, Ben Woodard, made all his kicks. And, we did a really good job on our punt team. And, the only thing was, they did have a bobbled snap, and he was able to run it for a first down. That was on their touchdown drive. I think that was 4th and 13. So, if we just can get them down, we're going to get the ball in great field position. We didn't. That was the one play that I would say if I had to have one back, that's the one I'd want back.
And hats off to Ben Woodard and his parents, because we have our young man from France. Obviously, parents couldn't make it over, so they stood with him on senior day.
Thomas Labouche, But Thomas had a great year for us, playing offensive line and coming off an Achilles injury from a year ago. That's not always easy for a big guy to come back from. And he's played really well. He's playing right tackle right now, and, I would say probably one of the best in the league.
How do you find a young man on the offensive line from France?
He was at a junior college. He was at Independence out in Kansas.
Okay.
We were at Charlotte, and we recruited him, Coach Kanata and I. And then when we came here, he went to Arizona State. And we came here, and he was looking to transfer in the portal, and he reached out to us and visited us. Came here last year, was our starter at left tackle for the first 2 games. Then the 3rd game he caught COVID, played in the 4th game, 5th game tore his Achilles, and so he missed the rest of the season. But man, he was really coming along last year, and he continued to do that this year, and he's playing really well right now.
And when you talk about an Achilles injury, that's one of those that's a long battle uphill to rebound from.
It is, but he did a good job. The beauty of it is he's got youth on his side. When you're our age, we don't recover.
You don't heal as quickly.
Yeah, the rubber band doesn't snap back quite as easily as it does for the young guys like him. And he obviously attacked it hard. And we have an unbelievable support staff and our trainers and June Matsuno, who's our head athletic trainer for football, and does an amazing job. And I think there's so much to a football program, and him, our equipment manager Lucas Dollinger, best in the country. Our director of facilities Seth, incredible. We just have a great group of people that do a great job. And James Dixon, even.
Oh, man.
You know that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's okay.
Yeah, you had to give him a compliment. No, you're right. The support staff is remarkable.
And really, the guy we could never do it without is Jacob Diaz, who's our guy that does our operations. He does operations. He's also an assistant coach. He wears so many hats in our building. It's incredible. But we could not operate day to day without Jacob Diaz.
About him too, real quick. I'm thinking I'm right here. Did he not used to play catch with Robert Coleman back in California before they? So
they did.
They had that connection.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and he was actually the one who started recruiting Robert before we got there for the old staff. And then we just continued on when we got there, and we managed to get him there. But yeah, I mean him, and then obviously our director of video and media, Cecil Banks. These guys are behind the scenes guys, but man, you can't operate without a guy that films your practices, films your game. Now everything we have sideline film now that we gotta operate. He handles all of that. We do social media blasts. He handles all of that. I mean, this guy is just wearing more hats than you can even think of, and we really appreciate all of them doing the work that really, or the work. A lot of them do the work of 10.
Lamar will be taking on McNeese State over at Cowboy Stadium in Lake Charles Saturday night. That is a 7 o'clock kickoff. A lot riding on this game. Not only is it the battle of the border, Lamar and McNeese State, this Cardinal football team has a chance to do something that's not been done at Lamar University since 1966, 67. That's back-to-back winning seasons. So that would be awesome, Coach.
Yeah, it'd be good.
A little bit about the Cowboys. What are they going to show us offensively?
They're going to run the ball. I mean, they got two really good running backs, and they're big up front, and they use a lot of two tight end sets and multiple formations and shifts, and really just to run the ball and hand the ball off to those two really good running backs, and their quarterback is a big, tall guy that can really sling it, and he runs really good. And played against us last year. Was a little banged up in the game, but really saw his talent and the things that he can do.
Cardinals have won 2 of the last 3, including last year over at Provost Humphrey Stadium here in Beaumont, 52-27. But as you told me during the break, a much different team we're going to see over in Lake Charles this Saturday compared to what they have a year ago.
I think so. I mean, I think they're playing at a pretty good level, and I think they got some confidence, and certainly got a lot of talent on both sides of the ball.
Looking at this rivalry, some of the underclassmen, you think they understand the intensity of a rival game?
Yes.
Like they're getting ready to see?
Yes.
So do you talk to them about it at all, or you just say
there's no need?
No need? That's
no
awesome.
Need.
And no. Fans, it's not that far of a drive, get on over there Saturday night. I know we're fans of maybe afternoon games, but when you're only traveling an hour from Beaumont, if that, it's not bad at all.
Hey, let's plan it out for them. You ready?
Okay, let's go.
All right,
listen up. We're going to plan out your trip on Saturday.
Leave Beaumont at 4 o'clock. Yeah. Get out there about 5:15. Tailgate in the parking lot. The Silver Bullet boys will be there for sure.
Yeah.
And then just go into the game at 7. Enjoy the game. Right, enjoy college football, and then head over to casinos.
Yeah,
and even get a room maybe. I don't know. I'm just planning out the night. That's all. I think it's a great date night for for wives and husbands, and why not? Let's get out there and let's get the job done and watch a great football game in the meantime.
Or go over on Friday night.
Or go over on Friday night. Yeah, that'd be better. But probably better. It's just a long day. It's a long day to wait around for a game. So probably best to stay here, get some work done during the day.
Yeah.
Head out of here about 4 o'clock. And then you still have time to tailgate. You still have time to go to the game, enjoy a great college football game, and then go to the casinos. And if you enjoy that, but if not, just go get a good meal at the casino. You're not a gambler.
Like right here in Beaumont, there's a lot of good places to eat over in Lake Charles.
There is, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's some great steakhouses and some. I know they have a Torchy's Tacos over there, which I love, and yeah. I mean,
well, you never go wrong with the Po' Boys.
No.
Daryl's Po' Boys.
I'm not a big Daryl's guy, but
really,
no. I don't like sloppy messy.
Oh, sloppy mess. That's why they make napkins.
Yeah, no thanks.
Okay, again, we get set to take on McNeese State. Looking at the conference standings, Lamar, sitting at 3-3, getting to move up to 4-3 in the conference, and basically, UIW and Southeastern Louisiana, you get up third in this conference, and that's some accomplishments from what we've seen in the past.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm laser focused on the game. We're focused on trying to, make sure we have a good week of practice, a great Thursday tomorrow, and then we'll worry about the game on Saturday. But that other stuff, you can only control the game this week, can't control anything else. So that's what we're really focused on. All
right, and we talked about their offense. They like running the football, and you really, at this time, you don't know what quarterback's going to start. Got a good idea. They've been banged up or whatever have you, but in a rival game, both those quarterbacks can get the job done. So how do you prepare not knowing exactly who's going to be taking the snaps?
Well, it's not going to change what they do. Right. They're going to run the football. I mean, I think if they maybe lost a running back or two, maybe that would change some things. But no, they're going to, I think number 6 is their best option. He's probably their best quarterback right now. I think he's really a good player, and I think that's the guy we'll see. But I don't think you're going to see much difference from that guy and 15. I think those two guys are the same guy.
Now, do they throw the ball very much? If so, how effective are they? Do they they have some talent at receiver? Yeah, I think they're really good at the controlled passing game. I think it fits with what they want to be in a run game. I think they're similar to us. They're not gonna drop back and throw it 55 times. It's just not part of who they are and what they want to be, and that's the same as us. So it's again, part of the excitement of getting there if you're a Cardinal fan, right? I mean, you could be out of there in 2 hours if we do it right. Have a quick game. Now, on their defensive side, what are they going to show you? Maybe some concerns when you look at them on video.
I mean, they got some big guys up front on the D-line. Most of the guys that are out there we've played against last year. The middle linebackers, he was a freshman All-American last year. Yeah. He's a really super talented guy and makes a lot of plays. And then they got a transfer from ULM, number 1, the inside linebacker, who's really athletic. And
you played against him last year.
We did. He was a safety for them last year. Now he plays like a hybrid for them, and he's really, I tell you what, he plays super hard, man. He's athletic, plays hard. And then they got some talent in the secondary. Their safety, number 4, had 12 tackles against us a year ago. So, we got our hands full with their defense. But, I think, again, I feel like it's all really about us. It's not really about them. It always has been, and it has been each and every game this year. We can protect the football and we run the ball effectively. I think we're gonna have an opportunity in the game to win it.
We are back out at Little Woodrow's. Well, I am anyway. Joined by Coach Pete Rossomando out there socializing.
Good
visiting.
people.
Oh, great people out there visiting with our fans out here today. So matter of fact, Millie and Jelly Bean are both out here. So
I did see Millie.
Yeah, well, Jelly Bean was barking at Millie. So all right, again, Cardinals and McNeese State coming up on Saturday. We're going to talk a little bit about the season so far, just breaking down the season, starting it off with a loss at Texas State, a game where you had the football on the last play of the game with a chance to tie it up, 3 wins in a row. Tough trip to then number 7 Central Arkansas. Then a couple of losses in the conference, 2 of your losses in the conference. You had the ball with the chance to end it in regulation, and one of them went to overtime.
Yeah, well, that one could say that game was over in regulation.
Yeah.
And the guys in the striped shirts extended the game. That's a fact.
I don't know if you can talk about it, but I will.
Oh, I can.
That was not pass interference.
Correct.
On Ramon Stevens. They had a 4th down and forever on the final drive, and why that guy threw the flag, I don't know what he was thinking. It wasn't interference, and you've seen the video more than I have. And that extended the drive. The game should have been over right there.
If that call is going to decide the game, one way or another, it should be conclusive.
Right.
And too many people said, I don't know, I'm not sure. When they say that, that's not conclusive. Like usually you say, oh yeah, that was definitely pass interference. Yeah. And I could have lived with that. And there was another call late in the game, later on in overtime, where it looked to me like it was clearly pass interference, and they didn't even throw the flag. So I just think need to be some consistencies in the calls in that game, and then we, obviously you have a shot to win the game. We came back in that game and had a 2-minute drive to put the ball in the end zone with the touchdown to Kendon Fuselier, and then with the SFA game, we had 2 shots really. That had nothing to do with officials, but we had 2 chances. One on the we had the ball inside the 20 and we missed a couple open receivers, and then we got the ball in a 2-minute drive and drove down and had a chance to put it up in the end zone with no time left on the clock. And so 2 tough losses to 2 good teams. I mean, Southeastern's a good football team, don't get me wrong. I take nothing away from them. They did a good job, but I really thought SFA was a good club too, a really good ball club, but we were in the we're in the mix with those two games, and they could go either way. And again, that's no one signs up for close. We sign up for wins, and those were 2 losses. So we got to make sure we get better.
You just basically took the words out of my mouth. You want to say that following the Texas State game where you guys went out to San Marcos, played hard, had the ball on the 50-yard line on the last play of the game, and you mentioned that. You said, we're not here to play close games. We're here to win. However, you guys are competing much better, as this program progressive. These guys believe in themselves, and they're gonna play till that final second ticks off the clock.
They will, and I think that we had the ball with 50 seconds left against Texas State, with a chance to go down and win the game. But we had a holding call that brought some of the yardage back, and and it was hold. It was definitely a hold. So we put ourselves in those situations, and then we go to UIW and we're down 3 points with 50 seconds left in the half, and we let them go down and kick a field goal to go down 6, and then they come out and score the second half. Then now you're down by 13. It's a different ball game. So I think our guys did a really good job of competing in that game against what I think is probably one of the better teams in FCS football.
Yeah, I mean UIW is ranked number 8. You've played 3 ranked teams this year. And competed well against them. One of them you beat.
We did, yeah, and really had a chance against the other one. And UCA, we were in the game, early in the game, and we just, we had too many turnovers and gave them short fields, and they had that really good running back, and they really took charge of that game down the stretch. So. Yeah, I mean, we just, we're continue to fight and build. And I told you, I think, early in the season, I told you, I think we're a better football team than we were a year ago. And, I think, I don't know if the record's going to show it. I hope it does with a victory on Saturday night. But, really, I'm really proud of our football team, the way they practice, the way they compete, the way they come to work every day. Our coaching staff's done a great job. And, I just know we're on the right path. We have an unbelievable leadership here, and our president, Dr. Jaime Taylor, and our director of athletics, Jeff O'Malley, and just the whole entire team in the athletic department. Not only the administrators, but the coaches. All the other sport coaches are they're just good people to be around, and they're good people to learn from. on a daily basis on how to compete and win. And obviously our volleyball team has made their first tournament in a long time.
That's outstanding.
And really proud of Coach Ariel and his crew, and fun to watch him work. And I knew when I met him on his interview, I'm like, man, that guy's going to be a star, because he doesn't know how to fail, and just watching him put it together has been pretty cool.
You look at last year, 6-5, 11 games, 12 games this year. How's that work? Now FBS, they play 12. How's the 12-game schedule work on the FCS level? Is it so many years go by before you can do it?
It's a calendar thing. It's just it's how many days before Labor Day. So that's really all it is.
Final segment
of the year.
Of the year. Yeah, this is the final show of the year. And before we start talking in this final segment, we've mentioned this throughout the year, and we're really sincere when we thank everybody for coming out here each and every Wednesday, showing your support for Coach Rossomando and the Coach Rossomando Show, Lamar University football athletics, and also for all the home games. We had just a great support during our home football games this season.
We did, yeah. It's been fun to see it grow over 2 years, and I think last year we started off with about 2,700 people in the first game against Idaho, and I think we topped out at about 11,000. So unbelievable fan support, student support, community support. It's been really fun to be around and seeing it grow and continue to grow. And obviously the goal at Lamar University is to win a national championship in football.
Absolutely.
And I think that the only way you can do that is to fill the stands, show the recruits that they're going to have support each and every week, and just continue to do all the things that make it necessary to win games, which is upgrade facilities, which we've done and we'll continue to do this summer. And it's going to be fun to see this thing take off and go where it needs to go. And we got to do a lot of recruiting, and we got to recruit our own roster and the people that are on our team, and continue to recruit people to come in here and make boomtown boom, as we would say.
And a lot of people, a lot of fans don't get the opportunity to get inside the Dolphin Complex that often, but your conference room, your team meeting room, I just tell you, you walk in there and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
It's big time. It really is.
It is. It's state of the art too. I mean, you got probably about $300,000 worth of audio video equipment in there, and obviously the new seats and the new graphics and flooring and everything in there is brand new, and it's all worth it. Our players love being in it every day, and we're really, really thankful to the Deering family for allowing us to upgrade that and our weight room and really make it those two places great places for our guys to get better as football players.
You said something that kind of raised an eyebrow a second ago. You said you're going to re-recruit your roster, and you got, in today's day and time with NIL and the transfer portal, you got to protect the kids on your roster you have now to make sure they don't go somewhere. So recruiting not only is going out looking for a transfer, going out looking for a JUCO kid, going out looking for a high school kid, you're recruiting your current roster as well.
Yeah, I mean, I want to be clear on that too. I mean, we're not saying that guys are going to leave.
Oh, no, right, exactly.
And that we have to do anything special other than to treat them with respect and make sure they're getting the opportunities that they need here to be successful and to continue to become a great football player, a great person. And in some cases, like maybe it's okay to have a divorce, if you would say. But we want to make sure that here's what I told the president and I told the athletic director when I took the job. We have to give our players the best experience out of any FCS school in the country. That's our job. Our job is to give them the best experience. Now, whether they believe it's the best for them, that's for them to decide. But I know one thing: what we've done with our nutrition program, our performance coach, Coach Walker, keeping him here and making sure that he's here for the long haul. Our dietitian, the way we feed them, the way we travel, the way we dress them, all that stuff. is critical in making it the best possible experience they can have, and developing young men, not just developing football players, making sure that, we develop them so that they have skills for life, not just for football.
And a lot of those kids, we saw those kids on Saturday, the 20-plus on Senior Day. We've touched this in the past as well. Bottom line when it comes to it, of course they're here to play football and help win football games, but they are student athletes. They are leaving Lamar University with a degree, and some of these guys are leaving with masters.
I think there was only 5 out there that don't currently hold bachelor's degree. Only 5.
And that's you look in that's the percentage of the rest of them did. And that means they're getting the work done in the classroom.
Yeah, KG is going to get his master's in criminal justice. Robert Coleman's going to get his MBA. Jalen Freeman's going to get his MBA. Siobhan Ray's going to have an advanced degree. All these guys are going to have advanced degrees when they leave. And I think, again, I hope they make it to the NFL. We're going to give them the skills. They're going to have a pro day. They're going to do but most importantly, when this thing called football ends, that they have some marketable skills so that they can be winners in the real world and be great husbands, great fathers, great professionals, and whatever they choose to do post-football.
I'll talk about KG real quick. You said criminal justice. Could you imagine if he's a police officer and someone tries to run away from him? He's gonna run him down. He's gonna run him down.
I'd be more scared if they try to run through him.
Yeah, that's true.
He's not exactly gonna run 4.3, but he's fast enough. But he's certainly gonna be faster than most lay people. But you don't want to run through that guy, man. He is a brick wall.
All right, let's talk recruiting real quick here. Early signing is not that far away.
No, it's in 10 days.
10 days.
Yeah, I think the 2nd. So close to 10 days.
You've talked about this in the past. You like that early signing compared to back in the day. Well, I must be getting old. Somebody using the phrase "back in the day."
Well, I think
but back when you
this is actually
February.
Even earlier than it had. This is 2 weeks earlier than it had been.
Wow.
And the good news is we have an unbelievable staff. They work super hard. We've gotten almost our entire freshman class committed already, and they're going to sign on that in that first signing period. So, kudos to those guys for getting it done. Great families. They've all been up for official visits. They've all gotten to see game day, and it's just, to me, that was the only way to do it with such a sped up period of time. Now we move on to the transfer portal and transfers, and those guys have to be in place by the 15th of January. So we're gonna get on that once we finish with our freshman class coming up here in 12 days.
Real quick as we start to wind it down, and of course you can't mention any names until they sign, but some of those freshmen are local kids, and that's pretty neat as well.
They are local guys, and again, when I took the job here, we wanted to make sure that we evaluated every player in the Golden Triangle, and we do. We evaluate every player that's coming out and that might fit what we're doing, and in this case, it worked out. We had a lot of guys in the local area that were guys that we wanted to take, and we offered, and they said yes, and hey, we're off and running. So
as always, as we wrap up the show, take the headsets off, head to the house, talk what happens between now and 7 o'clock on Saturday.
Rest. You're going to get some rest tonight. It's important to get your sleep. And then our Coach Walker, our guy, right, he always says hydrate, eat, and sleep. Make sure you're doing all 3 of those things well. So I got to sleep tonight. And then tomorrow we're going to have a great Thursday practice. Excited about that. And then, walk through Friday, have our team meal Friday night. Saturday we'll get up a little bit later because it's the night game, have brunch together, have a walkthrough, and then get on the bus with a police escort and head on over to Lake Charles.
Get that police escort over. That's awesome. Big thing. Get that Lamar University escort over. That's awesome.
We feel like we're big time when we get the police escort.
All right, got 2 minutes to go in the show. Again, as we wind up our 2024 season, Saturday in Lake Charles against McNeese, 7 o'clock kickoff here on KLVI. But we want to see you over there in Lake Charles. Coach, again, everybody, each and every one of you for coming out here each and every Wednesday. We appreciate it. Thank you all so much for supporting Lamar football.
Thank you, everybody. And Harold, thank you. Thanks
You
for
bet. Awesome.
everything you do for Lamar football and really the local sports community. We certainly thank you for everything you do. And, you know, your voice is synonymous with the Golden Triangle, so we thank you.
Appreciate that. And also want to thank Lamar's crew. John has been out here every Wednesday with his staff. He has Luke and Emily with him tonight. Scott's usually out here to thank their crew because they're out here putting your good looks and my ugly looks on the old screen. That'll be on Lamar's page. So thanks to John and his department as well.
Thank you.
All right, again, Saturday, 7 o'clock over in Lake Charles. It's the Lamar Cardinals and McNeese Battle of the Border. Let's grab that trophy, bring it to the good side of the Sabine River. How's that sound?
Don't mess with Texas.
There you go. All right, again, we're going to wrap it up here from Little Woodrose. We talked about the staff and everybody also. Thanks to Little Woodrose for hosting this.
Their staff is great.
The gals do a great job. I mean, they put up with James Dixon, so they obviously do a great job out here every Wednesday for us.
They do.
Coach, again, sincerely, thank you so much. Enjoyed it. Looking forward to be right back here next year. Cardinals will be going for not only a conference championship next year, but we're building a national championship team right here in Beaumont, Texas.
That's right. Great place to be. Boomtown.
Good job. Again, we're on the air at 6:30 on Saturday from Cowboy Stadium over in Lake Charles. And then it's a 7 o'clock kickoff between your Lamar Cardinals and McNeese State. Cardinals are going to do something that's not been done since 1966-67. That's back-to-back winning seasons. That could happen with a win on Saturday. Again, thank you all so much. For Coach Pete Rossomando, I'm Harold Mann. Go get 'em, Cards.